Hi, I thought it would be of interest to put together a little bit of a video, a demonstration of what I do in the studio. So let's go on a tour first. So first of all, we have a Yamaha organ that I use often to hook up to either Hopwork or one of the applications for pipe organ from the iPad. And this is kind of like a emergency Studio 2 if everything else doesn't work. I use the Korg D16 as a backup. And the famous theremin. I don't use that enough, but it's a project and a bit of a hobby. Just a couple of boards there where I do the mastering on the computer, and everything goes into this Korg hardware recorder D3200. A couple of modules there and a vocalizer, Kurzweil, Roland. Some of the software that I use comes from this computer as well as the other one, and of course the iPad, and various modules, synthesizer modules, essentially without the keys. And just round it out here. Fan of the Korg instruments. Okay, and that's about it. So let's get to work. So I'll make this fairly quick, but I'll talk through as we go. And I'm just going to do a little improvisation on something in my head. Starting off for track 1, which would be piano, and I'll set both stereo tracks here, left and right, for the Kurzweil piano. So without making any notes, I have to try to remember now what I played to add some tracks. So let's try putting a little bit of bass guitar to that, for example. So I choose one track. I think I'll record the bass guitar as a mono track. So I'll go to channel 1 on the D3200 and find a bass guitar. I think I'll go to the sample tank application, and there's one here that I like to use quite often. And so what I'm doing now is just turning up the volume for that. I have it on the same MIDI channel as the Kurzweil. So we'll see if we get everything working correctly here. I'm going to send the proper input channel, which is 3. Whoops, there we go. Not too much reverb, so we'll knock that down. Don't want too much bass reverb, or reverb on the bass. So I usually do this on headphones, so it's kind of quite loud, and still pretty loud. Okay. All right, let's try it. So we'll hear the piano tracks at the same time as we record the bass. For some reason it didn't record. Okay, well that gives me a chance to start it over again. I must not have pressed record. Hey, I'm not doing any outtakes, so you'll see exactly what goes on here. that's about 45 seconds of piano. We'll just make sure that it's there. Good. All right, so let's go back to the bass. You may have heard some sour notes in there because I forgot where I was going. Let's add a drum track this time. I'll choose the drums from the Roland Phantom. The drum tracks actually, or the drum sounds on the sample tank are really good as well. We'll go with this here. So what I'm doing is setting up the channels again. The Roland is on 9 and 10. There are 32 altogether. So we've got to make some adjustments here to get the drums called up, and several different kinds of drums. We'll go with standard kit. Kind of loud, but again, we're not here to do the whole mix down thing, so or to be real fussy. I'm just going through the motions. Here we go. Okay, so that was drums, played a little bit there. So, what should we do next? Maybe, how about a lead instrument? It's not that kind of song that we're doing here is not conducive to nice classical sounds, but let's put in a little bit of maybe some oboe. Oh, no, forget that, oboe. How about, well, let's put in a little bit of strings, make it kind of like pop strings. Decisions, okay. And we'll make that the melody as well. Okay. Thanks for your patience while we go through this. Strings. So back to the Roland, actually, just because I remember there's a pretty good pop string sound here. And every one of these keyboards has many selections of all kinds of sounds. And it's just, I still have a lot of years ahead to figure out which ones I like and which ones I don't, which ones are usable, I should say, and not so usable for the kind of music I do. Okay, so we're on 9 and 10. We're on track 7 and 8. I've chosen to do stereo for the strings. And what we'll do is a little different this time. We're going to pan them left and right. And panning means it's going to spread out in the audio field. You can hear it, especially if you have headphones on. So we'll do a left and right here for panning. And not all the way to the right, just to probably about 40 out of 63. So that's kind of like for the right channel 3 o'clock and for the left channel 9 o'clock. I like the strings to try to sound fairly realistic, not like, hey, you're playing synthesizer strings. But this demonstration is very basic, so it's not going to sound as good as I would like. So I'm taking up a lot of time right now, and I appreciate you listening. Here we go. Wait a little bit for the sound. Don't want to do everything at once. So there's a bit of an invented melody there that I wasn't aware of before happening. What else should we put on? It's already thick enough with enough piano. We could spend some time to do a little harmony. How about some guitar? Let's go with the sample tank again and see what we get here for simple. And this is going to be the last track, so we're almost done. And I'll just kind of show you what I would do later to record it on do a master here. Okay, gotta keep my thoughts here. 9 and 10, 3 and 4. So the numbers I'm talking about are the channels versus the recording tracks. So we're on, whoops, just made a mistake there. We're on track 9 and 10, and we're going to do pick up the signal on channels 3 and 4. Okay. So of course, official guitar players out there say, you can't play guitar sounds on anything but a guitar. But that's the whole idea of what sample playback is about, and digital music. And so I try my best to try to picture that I'm playing a guitar on the keys. Likewise for drums, trombone, oboe, the whole thing. The only thing that really works is piano to be authentic. All right. Okay, we'll go with the acoustic 12 string, and it's kind of over the top a bit, but it might add another dimension. You don't want everything sounding the same when you're trying to put a mix together. I'm a fun one to talk because I feel like I have to use all 32 tracks and so forth, but I'm trying to keep it simple. So let's add a little reverb. That'll kind of give it a distance in the background a bit. Now really I should maybe try to do this on one track, but we're going to send the pan a little bit out from the center, and notice drums we kept in the middle, as well as piano and bass. However, I'm going to get the bass, if I were going to spend any more time, I'd probably put the bass slightly to the left. All right, here we go. I think you put it, yeah. Alrighty. Well, at that point, I'd probably do that track over again because it was a mess. But it gives you an idea of what I'm doing here. Now, for a mix down, we'll do this real quick. I'm just going to bring back the piano quite a bit and the bass, and they're all kind of loud and they sound like they're competing with each other. So I choose the master track, and I can do as many master tracks as I'd like and then listen to them, but that gets a little bit tiring after a while and say, gee, where are the differences? So I usually just go with one master track, and if I don't like it, I'll erase it and do another master track rather than have a whole bunch from which to choose. All right, so here we go. We're going to rewind it or start from the beginning and see what we get here for a mix down. This is called a mix down. So right away, the bass guitar was too loud, on and on. I'm sorry I'm subjecting you to all this. Let's try it again. So I just brought in a little bit of the bass, the guitar, just to say, oh yeah, there's a guitar in there, even though it wasn't very good. It sort of sounds like a 1970s TV show entry or exit, just in my opinion. Okay, so what I would do is I'd take that master track and then I would go over to the computer and open Sony SoundForge. And this is the point where it stays in the digital domain. So we're still in no analog here. There's nothing wrong with analog though, not at all. So I record and it goes on here as a waveform. I think it would be beneficial to take a look, so I'll remove this. Don't know if you can see that well or not, but here we go. Oh, of course. Problems. Okay. It says it's missing the driver. We'll see what happens. We went through the gamut there. And just to give you an idea, we'll press record. And it's not going to work. Okay, so these are the trials and tribulations. So let's just go to SoundForge 9 and see if we get some action there. Oh, look at that. So I guess I've done something to change things with something. So anyway, we'll just leave it there for today, and I'm eager to take a look at that and see what's wrong. Anyway, thanks for watching and listening, and maybe we'll do this again sometime. Well, the day's not over yet. I found out what I was doing wrong. I had a software synthesizer opened, and it was causing some mayhem, I guess, trying to work with the sound card. So it works now. So I'll finish the demonstration. So I'm going to play from the D3200, the mastered track that we did. We'll be able to monitor here just through these little speakers, and you'll see right here on the screen the action and the sound waves. Whoops, better press record first. Okay, so for what that is, just recorded it very, let's see if we can get a better angle here. Is that any better? Anyway, you can see the waveforms there on the screen, and it was recorded relatively quietly, so we're going to boost it up here. First of all, I'm just going to take care of the excess at the beginning and cut that off. The end was okay for now, and we'll choose process. What we want to do there is called normalize. It brings it up to -6 decibels, I guess an industry standard. However, some of the songs today on the radio are maybe a little hotter than that, like -3, so that they're quite loud. So right away we'll see what we get here. Now through these speakers, they aren't the best. I should be using these, but for now, right now, listening to that, it sounds a little thick and mid-range heavy. So I'm going to at least make it sound what I think is decent to my ears for these speakers. So I'll just go here and knock up the high a bit and back down on the mid-range and just slightly on the low, and see what happens here. We'll preview it. Okay, so that's one of the options to do. If I wanted to sort of try to bring it together and balance what's happening there, I'm going to do just a little bit of compression, and we'll try it here. Preview it first. Okay, so yeah, there we go. And we could add a little reverb just to say that we are doing that. I'm going to live dangerously here and not even preview it. So we're just going to do it, okay, and see what happens. Here's the final product. Final for a 5-minute job here. Gotta love that guitar player. He didn't know when to stop. Okay, well, a disclaimer. I don't profess to know everything that I need to know to make this really work. It is just a hobby, and I've learned just from experience, probably since 1990, I guess. And so thanks for listening. I just wanted to share kind of how the songs that you hear on YouTube end up being, the songs that I do anyway. Okay. Thanks and bye.